Okay, so let's get started with the HTML. Let's create a class of timer and an ID of timer. Also create a container in which we will add a class text display and an ID of text display. Let's also create a text area where we will write our the paragraph which we have given. Okay, let's give it an ID of text input and give it a class of text input. Autofocus and placeholder of type here. Explanation. Let's see this in the live server. So here we have only a placeholder and we have done with our HTML. So let's start with the JavaScript. Script.js. Let's link it with HTML. Script.js. So let's close this all and let's start with JavaScript. Okay, so first we will declare some variables. Const random text generator. So this will be a a link uh, which will generate random text for our project, and I will give this link in the description down below. API dot, you can also type from this what I am typing. Okay, so uh, this link will generate random text for our project, and we will type that paragraph which will be generated. So let's also create const text display element is equal to document dot get element by id. So what's the id? Okay, this is the id. Const text input element is equal to document dot get element by id. Text input const. So we also gonna create a timer which will we have a limit of 1 minute. Const timer element document dot get element by id timer. Okay, so let's add an event listener to our input element. So text input element dot add event listener of input and start game. So this will start our game. So let's create a function start game, and here let's create two variables. Const array text equals to text display dot query selector all and a span. So what we are going to create, so we are going to divide that paragraph into into each span, and each word will be a span, so that we can check that if it is correct or not. So const array value uh, text input element dot value dot split. Okay, so this will split all the uh, value of, so this will split all the paragraph into smaller words, and like so. So let's create a variable let correct is equal to true. So array text dot for each word, so character and index. So here we are going to create a arrow function, and let's declare a variable const character equals array value index. If character double equals to null, then we want to and also else if. So what we are going to do here is to check that if the return text by the user is correct or not. So character triple equals to character span. Let's change this to span, and dot inner text. If it equals to our user text, then we want to add a class list to our character span of correct, and remove the class list of incorrect. After that, we will do else statement. If it's not null to this, and if it's not means the user text is incorrect, then we will add a class list of incorrect and remove the class list of correct, and also assign correct to false because it is incorrect. And if it is null means no text has been put by the user, then we are going to remove both the the class list. Remove and also assign correct to false. Okay, So, and if the statement gets over and if uh, nothing is incorrect and the statement is correct, if correct, then we will run a function of render new text. Okay, so let's create that function render new text. So let's say create a const code of get, and we are going to create this function again, random code. So let's create this get random code function get random code, and here we will return our this API. Here we will return the paragraph of that by using the fetch API, fetch random text generator dot then response dot JSON, and dot then data dot content. Okay, so this will give us a random uh, text uh, or code which we will type. Let's create this random text. So as it will take time to generate that text, so here we will use an async function and await. So here we will async the function and here we will complete that promise. So text display element dot inner HTML equals to none. Then quote dot split dot for each character we will run a function, and in this function we will have a const character span document. So here we will create a new text and create an element. So here we will create an element of span, and then character span dot inner text equals to character, and text display element dot append child character span. So text display element dot value equals none. And so here we will make a function of start timer. Function start timer. So first of all, let's create some variables of let's start time and var time limit equals 60. Timer element dot inner text equals 0. Start time equals to new date new date and set interval timer timer dot inner text equals to math dot floor new date minus start time divided by 1000. So if the timer runs out of the timer limit of out of our time limit, then timer dot inner text equals to you lose, and we will stop the game here. Text input element dot remove event listener of input and start game. So we also gonna call this function render new text. So we have done with our JavaScript, and let's see whether it works. Okay, so let's add the defer tag here. So yes, it's working. Okay, so let's check now. Okay, so as you can see, it is working right now. And if the timer goes about 1 minute, then you lose.